For Ukraine, I think again, Ukraine are a team that nobody expected to be here. You could argue that they possibly don't deserve to be here, given that in qualifying, they lost two games of their three group games in Group C, and they had a goal difference of -1. So Ukraine definitely not a team you expected to be at this stage. But in Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk, they have two fantastic forwards, and particularly Yarmolenko. England will be fearful of this guy. We know him, reasonably well because he's been playing at West Ham. I don't think he's been playing at this level for West Ham. And I think that he feels like a leader of this team. And I think that pessimistic England fans will say this has got Yarmolenko 1-0 written all over it. And I could definitely see Ukraine having some optimism here that if they can just keep this game tight, then they have the goal power in Yarmolenko and in Yaremchuk to kind of create history here and cause a result that nobody is expecting. Look, England should win this game. England shouldn't just win this game. They should win it quite convincingly, but they're not going to change the way that they play football. They're not going to go and play on the front foot for 90 minutes and try and attack and play all the players that all the fans want to see, because there's no balance to the team. And Gareth Southgate, that's not how he is as a manager. That's not how he's going to approach this game. He'll be careful. He'll be cautious. But I do expect England to win this. Raheem Sterling, again, another player with the potential here to become player of the tournament. He scored 3 important goals so far. And I think you have to start looking towards him now as England's main man. Harry Kane, of course, has got a goal that gives him confidence and eases the pressure really on his shoulders. But then as well, down England's left side, it's becoming a real asset for this team. And I think the Luke Shaw option has become a real asset. I think that Luke Shaw, you'll see him not get forward too much in the first 45, but we see him start to be allowed a bit more freedom after that. And particularly, it seems, when Jack Grealish comes onto the pitch, those two connecting down the left is something that England obviously are building around. And they think that the ammunition they can get from Shaw or Grealish into Kane and into Sterling is their best route for goals. So I think that's what England will look to do. And they should, to be honest, be capable of doing it against a team like Ukraine. If I was picking my team, then I would definitely look for Luke Shaw. I think that England haven't conceded a goal yet. So defensively, you're fine and you should be comfortable in the fact that England should keep a clean sheet here, like in looking at it ahead of time. But then beyond that, you're expecting that Luke Shaw has the potential to get an assist. So I think that he's a really good option. I think I'd still look towards Jack Grealish, even if he doesn't start the game. I think that he's being used as the game changer and that Southgate knows what he's capable of. I don't think he feels the need to play him for 90 minutes. But he knows that when England need to step it up a gear, that he's the man that changes the tempo of the match. And Grealish is so hungry to prove himself, to show what he's capable of in an England shirt at this level, try and earn himself a move potentially, that he's the guy that can create something. Whether it's the assist, whether it's the goal, I don't know. But Jack Grealish is certainly somebody you have to consider. And then it really comes down to Harry Kane or Raheem Sterling. And I guess it will all come really down to personal preference over whether you want to trust the man in form, which is Raheem Sterling, the guy that we should all be now expecting to score now that the way that he's played in this tournament so far. Or do you go for the guy who is pretty much the best number 9 in the world, who hasn't been on top form, not by any means, but he's the captain of this team. He wants to deliver goals. He's playing against a side here which he should expect to score against. I think it's a personal decision there. Personally, from a fantasy point of view, I would probably go Harry Kane just because the possibility of a penalty as well. But I can completely understand why some people would think, no, I want the man who's really delivering right now, and that man is Raheem Sterling.